Plasma is the fluid component of blood, typically pale yellow in color and containing hundreds of dissolved substances within it. Plasma composes approximately 55% of the total volume of blood, although this percentage can vary significantly depending on how well hydrated an individual is and their hematocrit. The plasma itself is approximately 90 to 92% water. The water functions to suspend and carry the dissolved substances, in addition to absorbing and holding body heat. Most of the substances dissolved within the water of the plasma are proteins. Examining the plasma proteins, we see that there is albumin, globulins, and fibrinogen. Albumin is the most abundant of the plasma proteins. Like many of the plasma proteins, it is created by the liver. Albumin functions as a transport carrier for things like fatty acids, lipids, and steroid hormones because these substances are all lipid-based and cannot dissolve in the water of the plasma because they are hydrophobic. Albumin also functions as a significant contributor to the osmotic pressure of the blood plasma. Albumin helps to draw water out of the tissues by osmosis and keep that water within the bloodstream, helping to prevent a condition called edema, where fluid accumulates in the spaces between the tissues and can often cause swelling. The alpha and beta globulins transport lipids, much like albumin does, or the alpha and beta globulins function to transport important metals or minerals such as iron. They are also produced by the liver. Gamma globulins function as antibodies in immune defense. Antibodies are proteins that tag foreign cells or viruses so that other leukocytes will recognize them as something that does not belong in the body and then will destroy them. Gamma globulins are made by a type of leukocyte called a plasma cell. And finally, we have fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is a protein that is produced by the liver in its inactive form. Once it becomes activated, it will be converted into a protein called fibrin, which is responsible for creating a fibrin mesh that gives structure and scaffolding to blood clots. Fibrinogen is typically activated when blood vessels are cut, broken, or damaged in some way. Hormones produced by the endocrine system will compose much less than 1% of the plasma volume, while approximately 1% of plasma volume is composed of nutrients absorbed by the digestive system, such as carbohydrates like glucose or amino acids or fatty acids. It may be composed of gases, such as oxygen and carbon dioxide, or it may be composed of waste products. So all three of those collectively will take up about 1% of blood plasma volume. Figure 18.3 summarizes the major components of plasma, with water being approximately 90 to 92% of plasma volume, the plasma proteins collectively composing approximately 7% of the total plasma volume, hormones composing less than 1%, and nutrients, gases, and wastes composing approximately 1% of plasma volume.